welcome to another episode of Comic Shop Talk. I'm Jose, and we have a pretty awesome guest today. If you've been local to the Wilmington area for long enough, there's a good chance you've come across his work, whether it's from billboards or art shows, pop-ups, his doodle jams. You're probably familiar with the iconic quad-tooth smile.
Quad tooth.
All
right, using that.
One of the most active artists in our port city, I think. You're a teacher, activist, and just one of the dopest people around.
Oh, wow. That was a lot. And I deserve all of it.
Yes,
no, I don't know.
Absolutely. We're joined by none other than HP Fangs, Mr. Fangs. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Is that an anti-goose sticker? Sorry, I know this is like, we're going in.
Untitled Goose Game. If you haven't played it, dude, highly recommend.
We'll talk about that later.
They're menaces.
I want that.
No, I love them.
I
much respect.
do not.
No?
A full anti-geese campaign happening right now.
Why? What happened with
First of all, I don't trust anything that thinks it's stronger than a car. Like, the absolute brazen nerve of geese just to, like, roll up, dude, look at my truck and say, well, it's an SUV, it's a total dadmobile, and then go, nah, I'm not moving.
Dude, they're huge. Like, in person, up close, they're massive. One flew by me.
Oh, thanks.
And, like, full mouth open, trying to scare another geese. I was, like, eating at the park, and they were fighting for my scraps or anything that I might drop, and one flew straight past me to scare the other one away, and it was terrifying.
Absolute terrorists.
Have teeth.
They're dangers among us.
They're menaces.
Beware.
I love them. Speaking of teeth, man,
yes.
teeth have been like a persistent theme throughout your art, right?
Yes.
And you've spoken plenty about where that inspiration came from. You've said that, you've had a big tooth smile as a kid, which, like, most people that age do.
Well, like, orthodontically a wreck. Like, I just had really big teeth as a kid. Like, I looked like a Simpsons character. And then I had to go, like, through braces. I had, like, the straight robot headgear. Like, I looked like Bender from Futurama. And then, when you're a kid, that's what people clown you on is. And so it just became a habit of drawing big teeth on everything in people's yearbooks, and then it just stuck.
Yeah.
I just really like going to the dentist. Shouts out to all you dental workers out here. Y'all are the real heroes.
Dude, underrepresented for real. I feel like there's a turn in society. People have become more accepting of dentists now, less afraid. You've also explicitly expressed your love for Jim Henson.
Yes.
And the Muppets.
1,000%.
So I want to hear you talk about your spiritual connection to Dr. Teeth.
So I always try to explain it like when people who know me know how I work, know how, like, if I get an idea or something, like, my brain goes into, like, hyper manic everywhere. So inside my head consistently looks like the backstage of a Muppet show. So it's hard to, like, identify there's multiple characters. Like Scooter and Crazy Harry are probably one of my favorite Muppets. Dr. Teeth, I just loved when I was a kid, because that's partly where the gold tooth came from. Like, in the original, I don't know where I'm supposed to look, but in the original Muppet movie, there's a scene where Kermit pulls up and he's at the Electric Mayhem house, and Dr. Teeth is, like, running game on him, and then Kermit asks about the gold tooth. And he goes, he's like, golden tooth? Golden lifestyle, baby. And he, like, smiled. And I just, like, as a kid, I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. I thought he was the coolest guy ever. And it was just something that I wanted to emulate. And just the idea that every Muppet is essentially a personified sock. And it's just there's so many personalities in there that, like, if I wanted to get real Socratic about it, I could, but then I just start feeling real nerdy. But, like, between Jim Henson and Frank Oz, like, for the most part, it was two men running the voices for every Muppet. But unless you really hone in, you lose yourself in, like, all these characters that it's impossible to tell what's what. And I just think the way Jim Henson worked, the way he, like, attached an idea, because he was a filmmaker. Like, Muppets were, like, I don't even know if it was secondary, it was, like, tertiary for him. He was a filmmaker.
Yeah.
And then, like, he sold the idea to the Children's Television Workshop, and then once Sesame Street happened, hello Muppets. Anyway, so yes,
Dude, I love
Jim
it.
Henson's the guy.
I love it. When did you start adding the gold tooth? Has that always been?
It is not always. I think it's because I used to put a heart in the tooth, and then it was like rewatching the Muppet Show, and then so my family's all from Jersey, and there's this guy who used to live next door to my grandfather. Scott Irvin, man, I just thought he was the coolest dude in the world. He would like take all like the little homies to like Dairy Queen, but then he would make you like sweep somebody's porch or like take out their trash, and he would always wear like all black and a white t-shirt, gold chain, had a Cadillac with a Playboy bunny license plate on it, and then like he just had a gold tooth, and it was just all of these things that he was a good mix, because when you get older you find out what people do for a living, and his job was off the books.
Yeah.
But he was this good mix between just like just blackety black and just community service and cool, and I was doing a lot of community service. I wanted to put my full self into, once I started becoming HP Fangs, and then I included the gold tooth, and I would switch out the heart and the gold tooth between how I was feeling, like depending on the sentiment of the art. I would add a heart or a gold tooth, and then finally the gold tooth just became
The staple.
permanent. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, hell yeah. You said this was in Jersey?
Yeah, like Irving, like all my family's from Jersey.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they all grew up in Jersey, and so I would go there like summers, not winters, because that's where snow lives. I don't like that.
Was it still when you were living in Hawaii?
In Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah. How long?
I was in Hawaii until just about high school, from like baby to teenager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, so like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
You
so
finally
like 10
left
years
out.
ago. It's like 10 years ago was
Crazy.
when I left the island.
Cool. So I've known you a little bit from more of like a personal, social kind of setting. And I've heard the way you talk about yourself as an artist and your art. And you're always very, very humble in the way you describe yourself. And your craft and everything. But from my perspective, you are a very, very accomplished working artist. But would it be fair to say that still to this day you struggle a little bit with like imposter syndrome?
I think I'm getting more comfortable with the idea of imposter. So I think being aware of what you bring to the table is important. I know, I'm surrounded by a bunch of homies that are insanely good artists, right? There's Jeff, there's Angie, there's Kovis, there's John, there's all these people, Josh Saney. They're all my good friends who are all exponentially really good at their craft. And not that I compare myself to any artist, because I feel like that's the death of creativity. But I am also aware that I don't do what they do. So there was a point where I just wouldn't call myself an artist. I just call myself a doodleist, because that is what I do. And I'm comfortable in saying that because that's what I do. I'm a doodlist. I doodle. I take dumb ideas from my brain and spit them on paper, and whatever happens, happens. I feel more accepted at the table now, but I think I had to figure that out, because I feel like an imposter if I call myself an artist. Right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know. I know what I do.
Yeah.
And I feel like I enjoy what I do. I love what I do. There's no pretense in what I do. It's here. This is what I did.
Yeah.
And it's happening, and I'm comfortable with that.
How long did it take you, do you think, to get to that point where...
Holy smokes. I think you never really finish like completing the goal with that.
Yeah.
But I've just recently, once I started getting bigger projects, and I saw that my work, specifically my work, was accepted into I guess higher caliber art scenes, then I was like, yo, I can just be me and get to where I want to be. Right? Like I can do what I do, not try to like shift. Well, it was when I did the butt painting. It's like when I put the butt in the museum. I think that's when it all shifted. when I was like, oh, then I can do the art that I want to make and still have work in a museum. I'm not doing anything else. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I don't have to stress myself out to be something I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Damn, I love that you reference that itself, because you've called yourself, or you've stated that you're not a super fancy pants art
Yeah,
guy.
like I'm not a.
But like I would want to challenge that statement, because like not only have you had significant exhibits in like the Cameron Art Museum here in town, but a couple of months ago, you did something that I honestly respect tremendously from an art standpoint.
Okay.
But before I get into it, I want to say that obviously like art can be defined in so many different ways.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I think my philosophies about art have grown like exponentially. Art can be a myriad of things. I think what always starts to bother me, or what I start pushing back on now, is when artists of different avenues start putting up roadblocks and obstacles for artists in different avenues. Like if you are a fine artist, it doesn't mean you're in competition with a cartoonist. You guys are in different lanes, but you can be supportive equally. Or if you're like a tattoo artist versus a comic illustrator, those worlds intersect pretty often. But you know what I mean? Like I see so many pockets of art not wanting to collaborate or be in the same world that it's unsettling. Like we are literally all we want the same things. Mm-hmm. We're creating from the same place. And the idea that like, you can't open this up is ridiculous. Like art should be universal. If you believe that, then it doesn't matter what frame you're in, you share that with everybody.
Yeah. No, it's a universal language. I think it's so cool. It's beautiful that you can communicate whatever emotion or message to someone you've never met. You could speak different languages, but art can communicate a thought, a feeling, without ever having met a person, without even knowing who they are.
And sometimes it can be nothing. It could just be dumb.
Yeah.
it could just be enjoyable. Everything doesn't have to be
high.
So it doesn't have to be high end and philosophical and make me think for 1,000 hours. Sometimes I just want to be happy for 20 seconds.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of comic art is. It's just kind of like, oh, cool. That looks really cool.
And that's also okay.
Yeah. I think anything that you can make that can elicit an emotion, or move someone in any kind of way, that's art. That's beautiful. Making someone smile or just think like, oh, that's pretty rad. And I don't want to downplay anybody's art, like being able to just make someone laugh or react for a split second. That's awesome.
Artists should support artists.
Obviously.
That's the takeaway. Artists support artists.
Obviously.
Sorry, I think I deviated.
No. Yeah, you're good. Okay, I wanted to pretty much use that to preface that you participated in like an art walk a couple months ago. Dude, I've been raving about this. Anyone I talk to about art, I'm like, you gotta, like, this is the coolest thing in the world. But you participated in an art walk that they do here in Wilmington on the fourth Friday of the month, called Fourth Friday. Yeah. Where a bunch of art galleries participate and set up local artists' work, and they'll have the artist in the gallery to talk about it and meet the people, sell art. You had the opportunity to set up an exhibit for that. Yes. And I was able to go, man. I was so excited, especially when I heard what you were doing, because it challenged what everyone else was doing. It was going against the norm. I don't know, like against what people were expected to do.
So this will always be one of my favorites because we're talking about I know what we're talking
Yes.
about. Yeah, so it wasn't a solo exhibit. It wasn't just like my exhibit. I was in the exhibit with 4 other artists.
Super talented.
4 really talented.
Extremely talented
4
people.
really extremely talented artists who are also friends.
Super sweet people.
Right,
I got to meet Mojo that day. And
like shouts out to my guy Mojo.
He's awesome.
But I knew like, because I also like at any given point I have like 4 or 5 other projects happening. Mm-hmm. I knew I was going into this gallery. This may have been my first 4th. Like I've done plenty of art shows, but this was my first 4th Friday gallery experience. And I had just read this story about this Danish artist, Jens Hanning, and I hope I'm saying that correctly if he ever watches this. I just want him to know that
send it directly
he's one of my heroes. He had done a piece for this Danish museum, I guess a few years prior to this story, and it was worth like millions or something like that. And then the museum reached out for another exhibit, sent him canvases and offered him $84,000, to kind of recreate what he did before. And so he sent them back a blank canvas and titled it "Take the Money and Run," and it was the most genius thing. Because then I watched the interview, and in the interview, the interviewer was like, "So the museum is wanting its money back, and do you feel like it was like thievery for you to do that?" And he said very confidently, "No, and I'm not giving the money back." And so then I wanted to read more. I was like, this dude is like indignant in a way, righteous indignant. I don't know, whatever. But the idea behind it was the economic values of art are so trivial, and he was like, it's not thievery. What was thievery was you offered me $84,000 for something that you were trying to replicate millions off of. So I gave you the value of what you gave me. And it was just, but just the idea of it, like, well, no, I'm not gonna, here, this is the art. And he'll say it plainly. He's like, this is the art. And so when I was thinking about doing this upcoming museum, me and Jeff, or I just went with Jeff Vossler to a show, and there's this big thing in the art world, like collectors, and you have to make art for collectors. And I was like, well, no, you don't. You make art because you want to make art. Right. If a collector wants it, then they'll even better. Yeah, cool. And so I went into it with that mindset. And so I did these like 15-minute pieces of all these like high dollar art pieces. Like I did the Vitruvian Man, and it was just like a stick figure. Yeah. Like doing this. And I researched the pieces in the art show. When you have the caption of what your piece is, I literally just remixed the caption for the actual Vitruvian Man, and I charged like what I think it's like 1.2 billion or something. Yeah. For that piece that took me 15 minutes. In the same way, the banana with a duct tape made like 120,000. So I did a banana with a duct tape, charge 120,000, and I did my version of Take the Money and Run, and I did a Banksy. I did all these. It was not received well. It was like I wanted, I just thought it was a phenomenal gag. I knew the art wasn't gonna sell. Like I didn't go into it with the intention of selling the work. Right. I went into it with the intention of like, yeah, man, like art economics is pretty ridiculous.
Dude, I love that so much because the intent, the purpose behind it is funny. It's so funny, but it wasn't received.
It was not received, and like
as a joke.
It was not received well at all. In fact, at one point, they had considered removing my art from the show
And when I heard that, I was like, I have to go. Like, I have to go. If you are there, if Haji's there, I have to be there to see these pieces.
But that, like, so, and to be fair to the gallery and to my friends who's hosting the show, I get the idea is these galleries open their doors so artists can hang their work, and then they take X cut of the money for building funds or whatever for necessary purposes, but they expect the art to sell. Mm-hmm. And I knew I was in a show with 4 other phenomenal artists whose artwork was going to sell. Oh, and what if one of my pieces would have sold? If I'd have sold 84,000 for take the money and run, that would have been phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. One, and you're good for a while. But also the fact that it made people upset. I mean, that's what art's about, right? That's
the intention wasn't for people to be
no,
upset.
not at all. Right.
I just thought it was funny.
But I think that's kind of like the beauty of art. Like once you put it out there,
yeah,
whatever people do with it, like however they feel, that's completely out of your control. The way they interpret it. But yeah. I think that's just such a powerful thing to do with your art, especially because it was supposed to be this funny, fun, lighthearted thing.
That night was real tense for a minute.
Dude, I remember talking to you that night, and you were I could feel
it was real tense.
I could feel it, but no, it was I thought it was great. I respect you a lot for doing it. I think it's phenomenal, especially after knowing that people weren't going to be super happy about it and still like sticking to your guns.
Oh, I was not
folding.
Yeah, no, I was not going to change.
Dude, that is the biggest like fancy pants art thing I've ever seen anyone do. I love it so much. Yeah, that was iconic. I think, racist is a big theme in a lot of the work you've done. So I wanted to take a moment to just talk about that, just race in regards to art or life in general. I'd like to think that people have come a long way, but still there's so much work to be done. And even still, with so many people being very accepting and loving, some of those like people still don't really have any context or understanding of what it's like to live in this world as a minority.
Yeah.
Or I guess I'm really just talking about the U.S. because that's my frame of reference too. Like as a minority, as a person of color, what would you like people to know about what it is like to be?
For the same reason why I love Sesame Street and the same reason why everybody should love their kindergarten teachers, because you learn all of that stuff hella early. Mm-hmm. You don't start becoming a bozo until you grow up.
It's taught for sure.
It's not even so much about race. I have zero tolerance policy on any level of discrimination. I've experienced a ton of it in my life, and that's not unique to me. I've seen homies experience it, and like violently. And so it's not even a conversation I feel like I need to go long on. Mm-hmm. Dog, your kindergarten teacher and Big Bird have taught you everything you need to know. So the minute you start acting like a freaking ding dong, just go back to that.
Yeah.
Like, the idea of I hate you because you're this color, or I don't like watching mustaches kiss mustaches. That is so asinine to me. I can't process what type of thought process you would have to have. Like, if that's not your jam, it don't have to be your jam. I hate the people who love pancakes, but I'm not out here starting tiki torch marches for people who love pancakes.
Dude, let them eat pancakes.
Have your pancake, bro. I don't have to eat it. And I think when you break it down to a base level, it truly is that simple. The complex thing is when people start to make up these scenarios to cause things that wind up in fear, violence, discriminatory policies. And it's not that hard of a thing to just not be. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where kind of my gavel bangs on that topic.
Yeah. But I feel like even when people try to be understanding mm-hmm. and inclusive and stuff, they can say things in a way that comes off as like there's like good intent in it. I'm like, oh, you don't really. I
also think people should give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Everybody deserves that. One thing I don't like is the do your own research
Ugh.
comment.
Yeah.
And this goes both ways for all people, all whatever. If I'm asking you something and it's a genuine question, it's a good faith question, and I have that knowledge, then that's open communication. Let's share.
sure.
Let's have that. Let's talk it out. Versus me saying, "Well, you should go do your own research," because that's a conversational stop sign. I didn't do anything to propel whatever movement or whatever ideology. If people are asking, yes, I can Google easily, but Google doesn't give me the humane experience.
Yeah.
Like Google will give me statistics. It'll give me like anecdotes, but I can feel, empathize, sympathize, or learn from somebody actually hearing firsthand accounts.
It can also be biased based on how you ask the question
and-
on Google too.
Right, and it could be biased, but it could be biased in any different direction.
Yeah.
I just feel like in where what's the Pop-Tart word now? Open dialogue.
Yeah.
Is kind of corny. Like this ain't, you know. But I feel like be open to the conversation, be open to humane experiences.
Yeah.
You know, like and it sounds real like rose-colored glasses, but I'll be rocking them things.
Dude, keep them on,
Rose-colored.
Okay, one more quick question.
Yes.
On the topic. Again, if you don't want to talk about it, we can skip. And I ask this because this is something that I have struggled with myself. But have you ever struggled with identity issues? Like to give my own sake, or trying to shed your identity as a person of color to better fit in with others. Because I for one, growing up, tried so hard to be as white passing as possible. Because I feel like a lot of people don't think I'm Hispanic from a glance sometimes. Even when I tell them my name, it just doesn't click, and they'll say something super super out of pocket about Hispanics, and I'm like, brother, what are you talking?
They're like ice, am I right?
Yeah. But like growing up, my name like embarrassed me, and I tried to be called so many different names other than my own, or even pronouncing my name, trying to pronounce it as American as possible, like Jose instead of Jose.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know if you've ever struggled with anything similar.
So, all right. So without dispelling all of my therapy sessions, it's a significant thing. Like, I have like 5 different names that each have a character attached to it. So that's just number one. And for the people that know me know. But also, right, I grew up in Hawaii, so I grew up around like Polynesian, Asian, I grew up around a lot of not black, but also not white. All my family's from Jersey City. When I would go out to Jersey, it was black, it was Indian, it was Puerto Rican. Then I come out to Wilmington, and it's white as the driven snow. And, I was in California, a lot of Hispanics. And growing up specifically in Hawaii, that Hawaii-Jersey transfer was always kind of weird because I never wanted to be anything else, but growing up, I grew up as like a Hawaiian kid, and then I would go to Jersey and then be a city kid. And then when I moved to North Carolina, trying to figure out which one of those I would be, and who I would be, and how does that fit now when I'm living in all black communities to then moving to an all white community. But I've always been very strong in being black. Do the Right Thing is my favorite movie. The song like Take It Easy by Mad Lion was always one of my favorite music videos specifically, but songs. And in like that early 90s, like rap had such a strong presence of being black, like on A Different World with Kadeem Hardison. I was like, that's who I want to be. I want to be Spike Lee. I want to be Kadeem Hardison. So, like listening to De La Soul, like I knew what version of being black I wanted to be. So it wasn't ever, do I want to be a different race, as much as like what version of my race am I supposed to be in all of these different areas.
Mm-hmm.
And but thankfully, to those heroes I just shouted out, I learned real quick that in the same way with my art, like this is what you got.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and once you figure that out, that's when your community draws to you, and you figure out who your community is through that versus trying to, impart myself into communities that not necessarily I don't belong to, but that just aren't beneficial to the ubiquitous us.
Yeah. Dude, no. Wow. Yeah, that resonates a lot. That hits. 'Cause yeah, I also, I don't know, I didn't gravitate towards like the more traditional, I don't know, Hispanic culture that was very present where I grew up. So like I was like, I don't really feel like that, but I'm also not, the complete opposite. And it wasn't until my adult life where I was like, oh no, I am Hispanic, but like I am my version of that, and that's, I don't know, there's like a peace that comes with that, and it was, I don't know.
Yeah, we just figure it out. Like,
yeah. I think we're running out of time, but
okay.
You have an event coming up on the 14th.
I do.
Valentine's Day.
Yes, I do. The quick run through. All right, basically, so we talked about Jim Henson, but artistically, my biggest inspiration has always been Keith Haring. Keith Haring, his death day, it's that opposite of birthday, is February 16th. So I was like, oh shoot, for the weekend, at first it started like, I just wanted a couple homies. We were going to like kind of do some Keith Haring style art. And then it turned into like 40 different artists. And, we're going to have like a doodle board. We're going to do like graffiti workshops. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's like a pop-up gallery over at Savard downtown. And they've been hella accommodating. My guy, Evan, over there has something like, I hope this really comes through because the idea is so dope, but I can't really say it yet. But it's just a dope event. Come check out some art. It's the whole idea is to celebrate the legacy of Keith Haring, and that like, art should be for everybody. Art should be inclusive. To celebrate his work in like social justice and activism, to celebrate like just diversity. We're doing some fundraising for the LGBTQ Center. We're doing fundraising for youth art programs here. It's I don't know, like in my head, it's just a circus of art.
Yeah. How many artists do you have?
I think the accurate count is 38. And about 40 plus pieces. I think that's the accurate.
Dope. And you have Rizzy Beats.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like dude, Rizzy's my Doodle Jam guy. Rizzy is the man.
What a legend.
And he's gonna be and his set is crazy. It's gonna be like kind of old school New York in that like late 80s era, like club scene type set that Keith Haring and like Andy Warhol and Basquiat grew up in. Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be fun.
It'll be a fun event.
That's the 14th from 6 to 9.
14th from 6 to 9.
Awesome. Cool, man. I look forward to being there. And quick lightning round.
Yes.
Dopest superhero.
Dopest. Oh, dog. Well, Dick Grayson. Whether it's Robin or Nightwing.
Yes.
Like,
let's go. Favorite comic book.
Favorite comic book. Ooh, my favorite comic series is not my favorite comic book, but my favorite comic series is The Visions. Like 1 through 12 is.
Oh heck yeah. Tom King.
It's yeah. Favorite comic book is crazy. That's Anyway, Visions is my favorite like art.
Beautiful. Current favorite song.
Current favorite. Ooh, Onion Head by Sean Price.
Perfect. Favorite restaurant.
Favorite restaurant. Oh God, I don't know, man. The restaurant. I'm a basic beezy, bro. Like,
I love it.
Chipotle is the
Heck
go-to.
Yeah. Dude, I
or
eat there
Moe's,
like once a week.
Like,
it's not a problem. Lastly, what makes you smile?
That was so gross. Yo, literally everything makes me smile. I am out here actively trying to smile at everything I possibly can.
I love it, man.
My daughter, how about that?
Man.
Piggy Smalls.
Oh, great
But
answer.
she be getting on my nerves too, so...
Perfect answer, man. Awesome. No, your smile's contagious, man. I'm so happy we finally got to do this. I've been wanting to do this
for
for
sure,
a while.
dude.
We have so many questions that I still wanted to get to, so hopefully we can have you back.
I talk a lot, my man.
Dude, I love it. No, I was hoping this is exactly how I was hoping it would go. This was awesome, man. Hashi, thank you so much for being here, man.
Oh, no doubt.
I
Thank
look
you for
forward
having me.
to seeing more of your stuff and going to more doodle jams and
Let's
seeing
go.
what
There's one coming
else.
up in March.
Let's
Just
go.
So you know.
Clear your calendars.
Yep.
It's so fun. Awesome. Thank
It's
you,
been
man.
great. Thank you, Tokyo.
And we'll see y'all next time. We'll keep trying to get James Tynion, and I'll box him one day.